Education, what it is and what it is not. Education is not a job. Education is not an employee. During the Industrial Revolution, for us to get the best employee to work in factory, we needed them to have certain set of skills and certain set of training. And that's why education was important, because those people needed to be trained on how to do certain jobs and execute certain tasks. But education in its formation on principle was meant to capacity build and to enable an individual analyze and handle certain challenges and certain problems, even in the era whereby they were not paid for it. But how we have come to demystify, misinform people about disinformation on lack of having a college degree or a diploma is something that bothers even my thoughts, that in the current age and time, you're telling young people and youths that they don't need to go to college and don't go to university. I would understand that that sector has been interfered mostly by the capitalists who want to maximize in terms of loan and education financing. But at the basis of it, on principle, human beings will always pursue knowledge, they'll always be curious, they always want to know something better than where they are. And how best can you do that? Part of it, and part of the institutions which are there, is through learning. And this learning, at times you justify yourself and say you can do it on your own. You can be self-taught. But the question is, the real degree and the real research will only happen in streams, will happen in groups. And in this case, it was institutionalized in schools and in universities and in colleges. When you say education is not important to who? Statistically, the people who are educated control much of the wealth in the global economy as we know it. Over 80% of the global rich have a minimum of undergraduate degree of whatever form. Yet, we are telling the people who are aspiring to be somebody and become something in life not to pursue that degree. It may not guarantee you a job, but it gives you the insight, the knowledge, and the way on how to address this thing. Let us therefore pursue education, not for the sake of getting money, but it enables you to become a critical thinker. When I went to university undergraduate, and I was told one of the things that you are here in university to become is become a critical thinker. You don't just become a normal person who just, when presented with argument, you present pedestrian arguments. No, you need a more informed person who is able to see a situation from a multiple dimension of the issue, so that we can be able to leverage on other aspects that surround that issue. And that's the whole aspect of education. So let's stop this narrative of saying education is not important. For young people out there, please go and get that education. You are much better off with it in your head, even if you're doing a simple manual job or entrepreneurship. You're much more better informed when you're educated than when you're not. You'll be able more to articulate, to organize yourself, to plan, to be able to see all these facets. An example, if you're doing one trade, you understand how this trade is related to other aspects of life. And the whole question I ask myself, whereas even the people who are not educated, when they start business, let alone they still go back to pursue that education that you're told is not important. In context, so many even politicians, so many of the business people, once they get into those positions and they feel they're inadequate in terms of idea articulation, decision making, they always revert back to education so that they can get skills, ways, cognitive thinking on how to address this. So the base of it, education is important. It's not for the job, it's not for the employment, but it helps you survive, helps you be able to understand situation, handle situation, overcome situation, and see issues not from a linear perspective, but at a multi-layered level, and see how all these relationships are interconnected. So for those outside there who wants to be more able in understanding the current digital world, in understanding how the things are and they are working, please get some form of it. Get that diploma, get that degree. It goes along in support who you're becoming and where you're going.